taking shots at the enemy. I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic roof up. I'm too honest when I take a few shots. They're too toxic, need to take the noose off. And you cannot save me, cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots. You are not as tough as.
Well, it's Thursday night and we have an epic time with a lot of action. We've got 2 Prospect Championship lower bracket bouts, as well as 4 Prospect Cup men's action also coming your way. So without further ado, let us take a look at the women's Prospect Championship bracket. As you can see, tonight our 2 bouts are in the lower bracket. It is Dakota Kai and Stephanie Vaquer taking, as well as Ren Sinclair and Chelsea Green. Obviously, upper bracket finals, Roxanne Perez and Tiffy time will be taking place at Uprising, but for tonight, action firmly squared away in the lower bracket. Who will walk away victorious? Let's find out right now. Well, we kick tonight off and we'll be ending the night off in the Women's Prospect Championship tournament.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from San Fernando, Chile, Stephanie Vaquer.
Tonight, 2 lower bracket quarters will determine who stays, who goes, and will face off next week in the lower semis. That is the winners of the 2 bouts tonight. Obviously, we just went over the entire bracket beforehand, and tonight Vaquer looks to continue that wave of momentum she earned after winning in the lower round 1 battle. To do so, she's got to go up against a woman who beat her in the upper bracket round 1. All hands on deck as the leader of Team Kick is in the building.
And her opponent, representing Damage Control from Auckland, New Zealand, Dakota Kai.
Kai set to go to work to get the job done and get back to the lower semis, or still in the tournament I should say. Sent down here last week by Roxanne Perez. She now gets to repeat that W she got to start this tournament off. As these 2 ladies stare each other down, it's showtime as we get underway with our first bout of the night, and it's Vaquer connecting with a DDT. And well, she's going to drop the leg to follow that up. And clearly, Vaquer has not forgotten what happened in the start of this tournament. As Kai bites to her feet. A lot of prolific kicks landed in that opener. Vakir needs to mitigate that offense of Dakota's very early on as a pinfall comes through here. One. Nice kick out by Kai. Obviously, as we draw closer to Uprising, you have to feel that the nerves of these stars start to get more and more sort of impactful in how they perform, especially without that comfort blanket that is the upper bracket. Down here, every match kind of counts and matters more, as Dakota going to work now onto Vakir for the first time really in this matchup. A first chance to attack. Takes the back. Side Russian leg sweep. Comes through. And typically speaking, you expect a bit more of a solid striking game from Dakota. She's not gone to that. It's a bit more disrespectful. However, does not mean she won't end up in that pattern as she lines up the kick to the chest. Cover here for Dakota. Our referee, Big Kim, drawing the duties for this one. Back here. Shots to the body. Separation gained from them. And it's a similar story from the ones from Dakota. Trade positions, and well, Dakota's going to send Vakir flying. And about like this, where realistically, what's on the line is a shot at a championship. Obviously, Dakota, former television champion, lost out in the battle of the former television champions to Roxanne Perez. Now gets the chance to eliminate a huge prospect from this tournament, as that's the Brutalizer locked in here for Dakota. Trapped on the outside though, as the count slowly creeping up here. Big Kim not afraid to keep raising that hand up in the air to keep the count going up and up as we reach 6. Make it 7 as Dakota breaks the count, and well, the striking comes out. Off and around, roll through, boom, nice kick to the face. Cover here. Good for 1. Which obviously was expected. Vakir's really only suffered that Brutalizer. Everything else has been fairly light from Dakota's repertoire. However, this is not light. Detonation kick connects. Flush off the jaw. Dakota into the cover. 2. Near fall. Almost had a repeat of the opener to this tournament. Dakota picking up a steam of momentum. Stephanie looking to squash said momentum. Irish whip sends Dakota for a nice little jog and picks the ankle. That drop toe hold working out for her. Gets Dakota down and I believe has busted her open. Great from Stephanie. This is what she needs to do, but she needs to be quicker on the offense as Dakota's able to escape, and leader of a team kick may have been looking to put an end to this, but that's a neat defeat. Vakir connects. Not going to opt for the cover. Instead, something else may be a brewing. German suplex is what was in the coffee pot. And well, Vakir sees Dakota now in the drop zone. However, Kai back to her feet quickly, eats a Superman punch. Thought for a minute Vakir may have been setting up for the spiral tap, but Dakota evades that. Instead, I think we're getting an SBB. Stephanie Vakir backbreaker connects and the cover comes through. A 2 count. So close to that desired W, that revenge win for Stephanie. The issue is now a little more needed to put away Dakota. Caught, dragon screw. Dakota got the knees up, but it was to no avail. However, back to her feet quickly. Lining up Stephanie. Dragon screw for big boot. It's a fair trade. And Dakota now getting the better of said trade by gaining control of the battle. Nice shot down low again as continual punishment to them legs from Dakota. She lines Stephanie up, hooked up. It's time to get deader. No. Finally, Vakir, wise to what's coming, escapes and delivers her own SVB. Cover here for Vakir. 1, 2, no. Desperation from Kai to escape the death of this tournament matchup. You lose and you're done is the easy way to put it for this. And, well, somehow Kai surviving on a fraction of a heartbeat. Her life in this tournament could be up in smokes if she can not overcome this Vakir offense that is just grinding Dakota to a halt. Stephanie chasing down Kai, who found an avenue to escape the ring. And, well, she's caught the big boot and another dragon screw leg whip, playing in the favor of Stephanie as the sexy little headbutts come through as well. You gotta call them sexy with that crawl. Anyway, Vakir again, arm wrench, may have been looking for that eat defeat once more. Kai's not having it. Finally fighting back from the Stephanie onslaught. And this may be just frustration setting in for Dakota. Big shots, more so disrespectful shots again thrown at Stephanie with them repeated kicks to the face. She breaks the count as the action returns to the ring. Nice double stomp from Dakota. Picks up Vakir as well, keeping the pressure on. Snapmare. And, well, we're up and over again. Slingshots the head up and down, and Dakota's heading up top. Not so where you typically see Kai heading, but the guns are out. And she may be putting in the kill shot. Nice cross body. Lines up Vakir, and we're going up and over. Brutalizer locked in tight. Vakir in trouble. And, oh, for a moment I thought she tapped. Dakota instead relinquishes the hold. Stephanie lined up, perfectly positioned for that step up enziguri. Kai into the cover once more. 1, 2, no, near fall. Kick to the face there by Vakir. Takes control. Fireman's carry. That's the detonation kick from Vakir. That is Kai's own maneuver utilized against her to get Stephanie Vakir the dub and revenge in the Prospect Championship tournament. Dakota heading home early. This could be a telltale for us. The television champions leaving the tournament. We've got one more competing later on tonight in our main event. Will that be a similar sort of result? We'll find out then. But for now, Stephanie Vaquer advances to next week's lower semi-finals. After, honestly, a dominant performance, she took out Dakota's weaponry and just squandered it. No chiropractor, just brutalizer, and that could be the last we see of Dakota Kai in IPW for a long time.
Here is your winner, Stephanie Vaquer.
A big W to Stephanie to stay in this tournament. We'll see if she can keep that momentum going, but for now, let's shift to the men's Prospect Cup. Well, last week we finished out round 1. This week, round 2 is in the picture.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Black Forest, South Australia, weighing in at 330 pounds, Big Bronson Reed.
Our upper semi-final. Another word for round 2 here as well. The winner goes to Uprising. The loser gets a date with a winner of a matchup later on tonight. The upper bracket in full swing here. As next week we will be seeing 2 lower bracket rounds, the lower quarters and the lower semis. So a grueling night for whoever loses if they are to remain in this tournament.
And his opponent from the Gulf of America, weighing in at 202 pounds, El Grande Americano.
To recap what has happened here on the men's Prospect Cup tournament. Last week we saw these two competing against, well, Dragon Lee for Bronson Reed and Chad Gable for El Grande Americano. And, well, obviously both earned the W that night, sending the counterparts into the lower bracket. Those two losers will face off later tonight. Obviously, we will be seeing matchups from week 1 as well taking place here tonight as well. We get underway with El Grande. Waistlock applied to the big man. Early roll-up. Schoolboy pin, not good for anything just yet, but it has put Bronson Reed down to the mat. Now, Grande's going to capitalize. A little bit of technical wrestling from Mr. Americano. A drop down. A little leapfrog. But that's a big clothesline from Big Bronson Reed. It is, however, cut short. And I may have spoke too soon. It was cut short and then El Grande was cut short. Shock horror. Both men quick to reverse one another. Nice elbow drop there from Bronson. Obviously, he had a pretty easy time going up against Dragon Lee. Squashing the Lucha Libre star. As for El Grande, he was kind of going toe-to-toe with Chad Gable. A very technical affair, that matchup. I've just been looking at our scorecards for IPW. And just the fact that if we come out of context of just the night and this tournament, so far this month, as this is, well, the last show outside of Underground. No, this is the last show of February and will be coming to you guys. It has had 3 matches I consider potential matches of the year. That's right, I am marking them down, ready for the Islogic Award show next year. We've had a few this year already. We had a couple in the build-up to Conquest as well as at Conquest. Tonight, though, will any of these bouts live up to that expectation? Is El Grande controlling the arm here of Big Bronson Reed. As well, Bronson escapes that predicament, takes El Grande down to a seated position and applies the headlock. Wrenching back on it is the big man. Just keeping the pressure going. Nice knee to the back. That spine taking some heavy damage here early by Big Bronson Reed. You have to feel it's a little weird to be punching the head of El Grande. Obviously, he does sometimes steel plate his mask. So, realistically, could be a dangerous thing to be also dropping the big badonkadonk onto it as well. Bronson, however, doesn't care as he fires up. Heads up top as well to hit the tsunami, crushing the body of El Grande Americano. Who is this Chad guy? Anyway, the tsunami, not good enough as Gable was able to wash up back to shore, back on the offensive. I just said, oh well, who cares? El Grande heads up top. And, well, signature headbutt connects to the body. Why Reed's holding his head? It wasn't it that ate the damage. And, well, clearly he's feeling it. It might have done some discombobulation of the body. And the pain is actually being felt. And, well, Grande Americano fighting back. An Irish whip comes through. Around the world, nice arm drag from El Grande Americano. Up, round, ankle picked. Sweep the leg. I, for a minute, thought that we were going to get an ankle lock. But that is very good technical wrestling by El Grande. Springboard, moonsault. It's interesting, El Grande was, for a moment, targeting that leg. Potentially setting up for that leg lock. Now it's transitioning back to more of the temple, the head, being punished here. And while I don't disagree with it, it is kind of counterintuitive to El Grande's other big maneuver outside of that steel-plated headbutt. Now, momentum has shifted slightly as Bronson Reed gets to go back on the offensive. We've already seen a tsunami hit. but it wasn't monumental damage. Something else is needed to put away El Grande. This could be it. Taken up top to the powerbomb position. Not going to be powerbombed. Instead, a little swirly. A little spiral. Not even the full typhoon, that tsunami of water. Just a little licking. A little taster. Bronson. Caught. Again, the ankle pick by El Grande, and back to destroying the knee and that chin of Bronson Reed. Grande off the springboard, tries to land the crossbody. Fails to do so as big man Bronson tosses him to up and over the ring rope and back in to the ring. Reed hooks him up. This time, it's a little gun stun. Uh-oh. Reed trying to go for something there. El Grande stops it. Sister Abigail? Well, it connects regardless. Not what I expected to see from El Grande. Almost gets the W off of it as well. Reed going to be sent running. El Grande, a drop down. There's the headbutt. Straight to the gut. That's going to do damage and a half to Bronson Reed. But still, the big man kicks out. Obviously, El Grande's got a lot of target to hit. It's very hard to miss. Poison Rana! Out of nowhere by El Grande. Seizes this opportunity to go for the cover. But once more, big Bronson Reed kicks out. Hell, we'll do it a third time. And a quicker kick out this time for Bronson. Grande just cannot believe that he kicked out. So instead of going for another pin, let's lock him in a submission. Ankle lock in deep. Gonna get the tap out. And big Bronson Reed sent to the lower bracket. We have got our first man guaranteed at Uprising. It's El Grande Americano! Woo! There's no Lyra Valkyria here tonight, so I don't need to do the woos, but who cares? It's a happy-go-lucky night of Breakdown. A big match result here in our second bout of the evening, and, well, El Grande, what his technical wrestling expertise to good use here against Bronson Reed. Outclassed him in the ring and on the mat. Bronson had no way to fight through it all. As we see the cover coming through, this was the first of the trio that ended up happening after this Poison Rana. The second cover now. And then the third that followed suit that ended up just leading to this ankle lock.
Here is your winner, El Grande Americano!
Don't go anywhere. More Prospect Cup action heading your way next. And it's gonna be a dominant matchup, let me tell you. Potential matchup of the year as well. Well, it's a battle of the big men, taking us into our Prospect Cup second bout. Last week, he gave Charlie Dempsey a fall from grace. Tonight, Oba looks to do the same to Angelo Dawkins.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Lagos, Nigeria, weighing in at 273 pounds, Oba Femi.
In a dominant performance against Charlie Dempsey, Obafemi showed why he is called the ruler. One of the big threats in the Prospect Cup. Looking to ride the wave of momentum he's already on as the crowd woos him into the ring. Timing is imperative for that. Will he do the same thing to Angelo Dawkins in this battle of the big boys? Two very quick big boys. Can we get an epic performance? One thing's for sure, the ruler does not have it, and that's the smoke. The shimmy and the shake as Dawkins is in the house.
And his opponent, representing the Street Profits from Cincinnati, Ohio, weighing in at 260 pounds, Angelo Dawkins.
In the opening round of the tournament, Angelo Dawkins gave Ethan Page an ego check, earning the W in impressive fashion. Honestly, this man isn't expected as a favorite, but a win tonight gets him to the pay-per-view and a spot on one of the largest stages in IPW. Oba composed. Dawkins limbering up. As we get underway, it's the ruler striking first and delivering punishment to Dawkins. Angelo and Oba both really have that American football look and feel. In fact, they probably both played it in college. Ruler, a nice deadlift. Through with the power slam. Puts Dawkins down. We tie up, and this is a real test of strength. And it's Dawkins overpowering Oba with our first lockup. Not what you expect to see. As whoa. Femi got launched. It's going to be launched again, it seems. Monkey flip into the middle rope. Dawkins is ascertaining control early. Issue is that control may be lost in a moment's notice. However, it's not this moment. Wrist lock applied. Working over Obafemi. He's keeping the pressure on. Brings the ruler down to one knee for a moment. But it's very close to being down for quite some time. Transition side headlock. Now for Dawkins. Edging closer and closer onto the body of Femi, but Femi pushes him off, but gets caught. Dawkins, smart, picks the ankle with a drop toe hold. For the third time we tie up. And this time, it's Femi getting the better of the exchange. Oh, a cheap shot out of the break. Our referee. Not so what we typically see down in IPW. His name is Big Man Lennon. Not John Lennon. He's not that cool. Anyway, big shot there by Obafemi, dropping Angelo Dawkins. And, well, Dawkins reciprocates that favor. Two big lariats, two big beefy boys, putting shots and shots on one another. It's going to really come down to that one big shot you have to feel. The one that's good enough to put you out. Obviously, one thing about mass is it provides you a little bit more stability, sturdiness. That ability to absorb shots and punishment. And that is what these two have in spades. While it's not fat on the body, it is mass of muscle. And if they are tensed, they're very hard to get through. That's a nice mat slam combination from Dawkins. Dishing out the damage as Femi avoids a shot. Gut wrench for Dawkins. You can tell in my voice panic starting to set in because that count from Big Man Lennon is slowly but surely getting up to 10. Count of 9 and Femi's still down. Our referee. Whoa! Our first count out loss in this tournament. For a moment, I was scared that it would be a double count out. And both men gone. Giving us El Grande Americano in the divisional finals, technically by default. You got a feel for Femi here. He didn't eat that much punishment. Realistically, the loss comes down to Dawkins just seizing the moment, capitalizing on the count, and just beating it before Femi's even given a chance to. Well, the upper bracket finals has been decided now. It's Dawkins and El Grande at Uprising. We need to find out who Obafemi and Bronson Reed will be facing next week. Let's see. Next. Hopefully, this bout ends a little better than the last one. That was very anticlimactic.
Is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, weighing in at 214 pounds. All ego, Ethan Page.
Time to kill him with a smile. It is all ego. Versus Charlie Dempsey! You gotta give it that emphasis on both names, let's be honest. As all ego Ethan Page looks to emphasize a W here tonight. A loss and you're out the tournament. A win and you're in a very difficult position. Because you'll be having a date with the big Bronson Reed.
And his opponent from Blackpool, England, weighing in at 200 pounds,
Charlie Dempsey. And Ethan Page obviously both suffered losses in the opening round, now have to go toe-to-toe. And the winner goes on to face Bronson Reed, as said. I'm looking forward to potentially a battle between I don't know, because obviously anyone can really be in the battle. Remember, it's interesting because the way the men's Prospect Cup bracket is set up is that you cannot repeat a round or upper bracket matchup to an extent, obviously. We could see, technically, in the lower finals, the battles of, I don't know, Big Bronson Reed and El Grande, or Angelo Dawkins and Obafemi, dependent on how this tournament kind of shifts. The men's bracket, obviously, next week we have got, well, Bronson Reed versus the winner of this match, and then the Obafemi versus the winner of our next matchup. And then we'll go to the winner of both those matches facing off against one another. Because we're cool like that. Anyway, turn our attention back to this battle. It's Ethan Page in control right now, stomping out Charlie Dempsey, and All Ego really looking to bounce back. Same story for Charlie Dempsey, but we saw on his walk to the ring, Ethan Page, a lot of sass, as always, I guess you could say, but it was certainly emphasized more. And right now, he's a very cocky and a bit toxic. I wonder where Kit Wilson is. But, right now, Charlie Dempsey back in control. Oh, cheap shot in the corner after that collar and elbow. Follows it up with a monkey flip and now a cover. Dempsey taking some control into this one. The momentum is shifting, swaying back into the favor of Charlie Dempsey, who misses that spear. Ego does not. Hits that spear and then comes back over with a cutter. Into the cover off it as well. Nice maneuvers there by Ethan Page. Problem is, it's short-lived. Momentum is now Dempsey back in control. The shot, not going to connect, but Irish Whip does. Drop down, followed up with a nice hip toss. Dempsey starting to get rolling. Obviously, someone that's quite close to him is that's the trademark IPW Saito suplex. But yeah, his main event featuring another member of the No Quarter Catch crew, Ren Sinclair, going toe-to-toe with Chelsea Green. We could see potentially the No Quarter Catch crew eliminated tonight. As well, Dempsey's looking to stop that from happening. A lot of control through these stages of this battle. Page avoid. Caught though in the corner. Does force Dempsey back in. Ooh, nice boot there to the back of the calf of Dempsey. And All Ego Ethan Page really starting to, well, succumb to Dempsey's maneuvers. That is such a stretch and a half. Dempsey's got it in tight. That's a cutter from All Ego, hitting that flush on entry, and well, he's back on the offensive once again with a Ego's edge, tossing Dempsey across the ring. It's a cover here for Ethan Page. Good for a 2. Almost a 3. That hand from a referee close to slapping the mat. Now, Page, he's landed 2 big shots and now he's big boy, big cojones Ethan Page. But he's caught. Nice DDT. Puts him down, does Dempsey, and through, no knee, misses. Page evades the danger, and now through with a nice combo of strikes. Up, takes Dempsey up. Oh, big powerbomb. Just tossing him across the ring. Dempsey in trouble as Page utilizing the ropes. Almost a cheap victory there for All Ego. And, well, still keeping with them dirty tricks. Eye rake there, and now butterflies Dempsey. You could do anything from that position, and you turn it into a backbreaker. Does Ethan Page. Momentum has certainly shifted in the favor of All Ego, Ethan Page. Landing some clubbing shots now. Picks the ankle, but Dempsey causes separation, cannot follow it up. The waistlock escaped from by Ego or by Ethan Page, and Dempsey does the same. Scoop, slam, down goes Page. And Charlie Dempsey really needs to find the game changer. He's eaten quite a lot of punishment. Going back to that submission. He gets it in deep. That stretch of sorts. I would somehow call it a regal stretch. Partially. Dempsey not done. Lines up Page. Takes it back. Nice! Snapdragon suplex from Dempsey into the bridging cover, and he gets the W. Pardon my shock, but Dempsey. No, I'm saying his name wrong. Charlie Dempsey gets the W here. Like, out of nowhere. You don't typically expect a Dragon's or Snapdragon suplex to be a game-winning maneuver, but in this one, he just lands it flush. Page can't escape, and that's the W gained. And Charlie Dempsey, a victory here tonight. I believe it's first in IPW.
Here is your winner, Charlie Dempsey.
Well, a W in the books regardless for Dempsey. We now get a nice little date next week with Big Bronson Reed. Well, somehow we've avoided Gable versus Dempsey. Very much a technical wrestling battle.
Scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring, representing the LWO from Tala, Jalisco, Mexico, weighing in at 165 pounds, Dragon Lee.
And instead have ended up with this battle for a spot against Obafemi next week. It's high-flying action from Dragon Lee up against some technical wrestling, amateur or Olympian wrestling, I should say. Lee looking confident, a little praying for survival in this tournament. Up there on that top turnbuckle pad.
And his opponent from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing in at 202 pounds, Chad Gable.
Well, this man was certainly unfortunate last week, falling short in his battle, that technical wrestling brawl with El Grande Americano. Thankfully tonight, or in this side of the bracket, he doesn't have to deal with El Grande unless he makes it to the... Technically, the lower final could be a place we see it. But for now, Gable has nothing to do with that masked luchador. He said he has to deal with this one. As Lee and Gable get underway, referee Big Kim for the action. The wrecked shoes are a big giveaway for it being Big Kim. Was Lee getting the better of Gable in the first collar and elbow tie-up. Clean break by both as we tie up once more. You've got to feel that Gable may look to bounce back. Nice attempt at the Rolling Thunder. Fails to connect there. Does big man Chad. Tie up for the third time now between these two, and Gable getting to do some technical wrestling. Grappling with Lee. He's got the wrist lock applied, gonna wrench it through. Bring it to a lower base, keeping the pressure on here. Now maybe he'll look to transition to headlock or into a waistlock, but Lee's not gonna have it. Cartwheels through, and well, he takes wrist lock control. Has Gable in this tight predicament. There you go, Gable escapes it into his own wrist lock. A bit more pressure now onto the elbow and the shoulder joint. Just pushing down, using the arm like a lever, just to cause tension in that muscle and just force the pressure down. Nice STO from Gable. Gonna opt for a cover here. Does the man that, in this looking moniker, yet to know what Shorty G means? Who remembers that? Anyway, there's that nice transitional piece of wrestling from Gable. Gets back to a vertical base and nice belly-to-belly overhead suplex. Oh, attempts a dropkick, misses. Lee now gets a shot. Crucifix pin. Here, down with the shoulders on the mat is Gable, but he helps to roll to safety out to ringside. He does, however, get caught on entry. Frankensteiner by Dragon Lee. Oh, but this time the Rolling Thunder. He went for it early, did Chad Gable. And this time it connects. Now Fujiwara armbar applied. Lee escapes the danger quickly, utilizing some head scissors to toss Gable away. The issue is he's unable to capitalize on the space he garners, but because now Shorty G, sorry, I had to do it. Now Gable takes over, but caught is Chad. Nice pinning predicament here for Lee. Wrapped up Gable nice and tight, but Gable obviously a very smart grappler. Ground wrestling is his forte. Able to escape that difficult pinning predicament with ease. And now I've got a feeling Lee's going up and over. Escaped it. Pinfall. A lot of quick roll-ups coming through from Dragon Lee. He's trying to catch Gable off guard. However, he's been unable to do so. Oh, I thought for a moment we're getting a Poison Rana instead of Hurricane Rana from Dragon Lee, who may be lining up a kill shot. Fires up in the corner. Gable to his feet. Up and around. Destino from Dragon Lee. But the issue is, Gable wisely positioned himself near to the ropes, so his feet easily cause a rope break. And now, oh, I thought for a second we were getting some Chaos Theory. Gable not going for it just yet. Instead, ascends up top. Lee's in the drop zone. And the headbutt misses it. Or the splash misses from Gable. Needs to land something else maybe. To put away Dragon Lee. Butterflies him. Liger Bomb. Now Dragon Lee back to his feet quite quick after eating that Liger Bomb. He's gets caught though, and Gable's gonna punish. It's been a lot of Gable control, and well, rightly so. The straps come down. Lee this time in a proper position for the drop zone as a headbutt, a flying Olympian connects to the body. And this is danger. Ankle lock yet again applied. El Grande won with this earlier. It doesn't do the same thing for Gable here. Oh, but what does happen to Gable is he eats a stiff knee as Lee once more lining him up. Gable slow to his feet. Destino connects again. This time pulling the leg away from the rope is Lee. He's learned from his mistake, but Gable kicking out in time keeps this matchup alive. Lee, though, not slowing down, not shying away from the danger. Standing shooting star press and some kicks to the body, gonna give himself a better predicament as he runs the ropes, charging in. Big PK to Gable. Hooks up Gable. Fisherman's Buster. Drops him down. Gable forced to the corner. Lee charges in. Nice forearm cleave. And Gable's feeling it. He's certainly been punished in this later stages of the battle. Dragon Lee has control over Chad Gable. Oh, deadlift. Oh, that's a nice deadlift. As Lee pulls the knee pad down, lying in wait to deliver a big knockout shot. It's not the knee, instead it's a third Destino. But he did not learn. Rope break called and the knees come up from Gable. He's stopping Lee's in his tracks. Chad Gable picks the ankle. We know what's coming. He turns him inside out. Pressure applied to the ankle now as the lock is in. It's not enough. Gable takes the back and hits the big time German. Cover here for Gable. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. No. The arm of Lee goes up as he's on the verge of losing. Takes Gable's back. Ripcords him out. This time the knee's going to connect. Quickly into the cover goes Dragon Lee. 1, 2, 3. Well, one thing's for sure. Dragon Lee was ready, willing, and able to deal with Chad Gable. Issue is now, is he ready to deal with a ruler? A lot of mistakes were shown here by Lee, obviously not calculating for the rope breaks to be called. Costly for him. However, what we ended up seeing was him picking up the W here regardless. And making next week a little bit more interesting. As we got Big Boy versus High Flyer. And a Big Boy versus a technical grappler. In our lower bracket. Fortunately, we have to say goodbye to Chad Gable here. Who I felt was on the verge of victory, but this rip-cord knee, bang, knocks him out cold. Cover comes through, down for 2, and then the 3.
Here is your winner,
Well, the men's Prospect Cup has reached a boiling point. How about we do the same thing in our main event for the Women's Prospect Championship Tournament? It's Chelsea Green! See, I can go that high. Why can't Mike Rome? Because it's, well, I say that, it's hot mess time!
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Victoria, British Columbia, Canada, Chelsea Green.
Not good enough, Mike Rome, not good enough. Anyway, welcome to the Women's Prospect Championship Tournament. Lower bracket main event. The winner faces Stephanie Vakir next week. That is not a good bout, to say the least, to be in. Let me tell you. But Ren Sinclair is looking to repeat
From Dallas, Texas,
what her no quarter catch crew partner Charlie Dempsey achieved earlier tonight. Can they do it? Sinclair sent down here by the hands of, guess who? Tiffany Stratton. Guess who sent Chelsea Green down here? Ren Sinclair. So we have a rematch from the upper bracket opener as we get underway with our main event, and these two ladies, no love lost as Green and Ren tie up, and it is Chelsea overpowering the first lockup. The second, again, overpowered and dominated by Green as the cheap shot comes through. And then a back taking, and well, it's a cheaper lockup as waist control now garnered for Green into the roll-up. Quick kick out, turns it over, bridging into the pin, though this time is Sinclair. Bridging out of it, though, is Green. Backslide now. Whoa, no, not even a 1 count. Nice discus forearm drop. Ren's first proper offense. Connecting. You have to feel that Sinclair might be heavy on the targeting of the arms and legs, the joints of Green, to set up for some submission offense later. As for Green, it's all about making Sinclair unpretty. That's the easy way of wording it. Let's make her unpretty. And ride her. Roughly. Anywho. Nice offense coming through here from Sinclair as a kick to the body flush. Drops Green. Sinclair. Caught though, this time as Green's changed up her gear tonight. No longer in that green, that very nice green colour. Instead a bit more of a splash of a rainbow. It's splattered across her. Has a nice look and feel about it as for Sinclair. A standard gear as well, that's a Fujiwara armbar. Locked in, Green. Heads to escape. Oh, stiff knife edge chops connecting as well. Obviously, the last time these two met, you have to feel Green needs to have learnt from their mistakes that sent her down here in the first place. Sinclair, again, it's the same sort of strategy she needs to implement from the first battle. Predict, mitigate, and overcome Green's flurry of offense and antics. Because Green can and will use her scheming means and methods to overcome her challenges. One thing's for sure, she does like to utilize as a run-in distraction from Secret Hervis or other women in the division she just pays before a match to come protect her. Nice double axe block there by Green. And then a scoop slam. Puts Sinclair down here on the outside. Jawbreaker from Sinclair. Gonna be able to capitalize as a hold of the top rope. Just pulls Green down. Ren. Oh, shot to the body. Stopped. And instead eats a Rough Rider. Sinclair sent back into the ring. And I'm slightly worried for her as Green scampers into that cover. 1, 2. Kick out there. But Ren is feeling the pain and the pressure, because this is the most offense I've seen from Green used against her. Especially now, as it's time to unpretty. Bang! Head smashing into the mat. Green into the cover. Good for 2. And frustration shown from Green, not able to get the job done. Obviously, a win here means more to, I feel, Green. Being able to overcome a woman that's already beaten her. Also, if Green's able to win, we'd still keep 2 television champions in the hunt for this Prospect Championship. But if Sinclair wins, who's not backing down, bridging into the cover here. 1. Kick out. Green escapes that quite easily. It's a difficult pin normally to escape the bridging pin. It's what Ren utilized to beat her first time. Nice Meteora from Sinclair. There's once again crossface now applied. Sinclair targeting the submission holds. Pressure applied. Green. Oh, not gonna tap. Breaks the clasp. Nice punch there to force Sinclair away. Ren this time caught by Green. Going to be sent running. Nice hip toss by Chelsea. Oh, big pump kick off of a very discombobulated Sinclair. Green may have thought that Sinclair could be concussed, could be out for a count. Isn't the case. And Green needs something else. Sinclair putting a tree of Joey Lawrence. Skiwo! Oh, and Green using her long legs just to kind of choke Sinclair. And then hit her with a Rough Rider. Cover here now for Green. 1, 2. No, near fall. Almost the revenge. Almost our second revenge here tonight. But this could be the game winner. Sinclair hooked up for the second time and Unprettier spikes her head into the mat. Cover here for Green. 2. No. Still somehow. Sinclair kicks out and a frustration from Green, while it's still there, it's slowly subsiding. Maybe into doubt. Maybe she doesn't know what she needs to do to put away Ren Sinclair, who's just battled, but that big boot eliminates her. Send her over the top rope, crashing to the floor. Green patiently waiting. I spoke too soon. Charges ringside. Mat slam there by Green, and she is letting her frustration show. Just firing off shot after shot and going to return Ren to the ring. If you're Sinclair, you need to escape this danger. You're in the drop zone. And Green lands the splash. Now, had you lined up perfectly for an Unprettier, Sinclair escapes, avoids the danger. Pulls her out from the ropes. So no rope break can come. Sinclair may have been looking for a game-winning maneuver, but cannot get it just yet. Instead, it is Green still on the offensive, charging in, but the dropkick misses. Now it's Sinclair's shot, her moment, her chance to do it again. Green's not having it. Still not giving in. Sinclair's moments to overcome a very desperate Green are slipping further and further away. Scoop slam from Chelsea. Puts down Sinclair. Ready to fly is Green. Rough Rider from the middle rope. Cover here. That should be that. Bang. Two belts in the women's division and 2 revenges achieved. Next week, our main event for the women. It's Chelsea Green, Stephanie Vaquer. A win for Vaquer eliminates a television champion. A win for Green gets her to Uprising. And the television champions still have a shot at garnering gold. Thanks for joining me tonight. Let's take a look at the Breakdowns bracket for the Prospect Championship.
Chelsea Green.
Well, next week we're certainly going to be filled with an absolute belter of a main event. The Uprising women's bracket slowly closing in on its climax. Next week, as we say, the main event, it will be lower bracket battling. In the semi-final, it is Stephanie Vaquer and Chelsea Green going toe-to-toe. You don't want to miss that, as well as our other Prospect Cup battles in the men's division. They're certainly going to be epic, because we've got a heck of a lot of action heading your way. Tune on in, and I'll see you guys this weekend, this Sunday, in fact, for Underground. Peace out.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss that stack,